Welcome to JMR Talks. Today we will talk about happiest nations and the latest report of United Nations on world happiest countries as such. 20th March 2022 is being celebrated as International Happiness Day. So just 2 days before this International Happiness Day, United Nations has released its latest report of what we call happiest nations, or what the report is titled as World Happiness Report as such. So let's look at what I call this World Happiness Report 2022, and where do we stand as a country, and what is that needs to be done to improve our status among the happiest nations. Now there are about 146 countries, and India has been ranked as 136th. For the fifth time in succession, Finland has been what I call be the topmost what I call got ranking among the what I call happiest nations, and at the lowest you find what I call Afghanistan. And what sort of data this World Happiness Report uses for ranking the countries in terms of happiness? Nothing but Gallup World Poll. Now, what are the parameters they consider in ranking the countries or in judging a particular country whether it is the happiest or not? One, the gross domestic product. Second, life expectancy. Third, individual well-being. Fourth, perception about corruption, etc., etc. Now, who publishes this World's Happiness Report? It is none other than United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. Now, currently, in addition to Gallup's World Poll, they are also using data from the social media like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Now, I'm sure most of us would like to know what made Finland to top the rankings. Number one, low crime rates. Number two, community and cooperation. The governance succeeded in creating a feeling of community among the Finland people. There is an element of cooperation among the people, and the most importantly, they have universal health care. In the recent Punjab elections, we have seen that how AAP succeeded in projecting its Delhi's model of governance, which hinges on quality education in government schools, health facility, electricity and water at the cheaper rates. A sound mind in a sound body. When a country's government takes care of health care of its people, naturally the people will be happy. And importantly, you find very few people under below poverty line in Finland. Now, what made Finland to achieve this? For me, it revolves around its high investment in education. It's not an exaggeration to say that economic development of Finland to a large extent was made possible because of its education. The quality of education, the way they select the teachers, the kind of syllabus they frame for the students. So in total, education played a very key role in the development of Finland. Now, though India as a country, we are forwarding in many areas and all that, but still it's a bit irony that among the 146 countries we are at 136, slightly better than the last year, because last year we were at 139. Now this is all the more disgusting to hear, because when we find that Sri Lanka is at 127 and Ethiopia is at 131. So what India should do, what the powers that be should do to improve our ranking, so that we are maybe among the top 10 in terms of World Happiness Report and all that. The first and foremost factor is we need to spread spirit of generosity and voluntary social service. If you ask anybody how to be a good human being, I'll say being humane and be responsive. When we are in a position to help others, would we do that? Voluntary social services. That means people coming voluntarily to help the people. Production of environment. Today, look at some of the lakes in Hyderabad, in Telangana, or whatever throughout the country. They stand polluted. There is noise pollution. There is voice pollution. There is air pollution. Now, we all need to protect our environment. What kind of country we are going to hand over to our future generations? We all need to work towards sustainable environment. And the most important thing a government should do is improve its health and medical infrastructure. During the COVID time, we have seen how people struggled to get beds in the hospital or to get treatment for the COVID. In my view, if the government takes care of two things, the country will develop automatically. They are first education and second health. Once you provide quality education and excellent healthcare facilities, the people will develop by themselves. A sound mind in a sound body. And when you are ensuring health of the people, they get better thoughts, better ideas, do better things. And the next one is quality of governance. How the governance should be. Governance should be transparent, known for integrity. People should have trust in the government. That here is a government which works for the welfare of the people. What made Yogi Adityanath to win the second term in UP polls? People say that he succeeded in ensuring that the benefits of welfare schemes reach the poor. He could ensure the safety of every individual. So when people perceive that the quality of governance has gone up under Yogi ji, they have voted for him. On the other hand, look at the Punjab. What made people to say no either to Congress or Shiromani Akali Dal, the two parties which ruled the state for more than 70 years? AAP has succeeded in projecting its Delhi model of governance, that is quality education, government schools, health facility, electricity and water at the cheaper rates. So probably people were looking for a refreshing change, and that change AAP succeeded in projecting it, so people voted for it. The next one is progressive taxation. What do we mean by progressive taxation? Taxing the rich so as to help the poor. If you look at latest Oxfam report titled Inequality Kills, the rich people have gone up, their assets, their wealth has gone up from 700 billion to 1.5 trillion. Only the top rich people. In other words, every day there was an addition of 1.3 billion to these 10 rich people in the world. If we tax 99, if we tax to the extent of 99% of only increase in their richness or wealth, probably you could provide vaccines to the people in the entire world as such. And most importantly, this step will not leave the rich people in a worse off condition. So could we work on such lines whereby we could tax part of the rich people to to improve the standard of living of the poor people. The next one is education and equitable society. We have seen in the case of Finland how education played a key role in the economic development of the country. In fact, Theodore W. Schultz says that if you have two countries endowed with equal amount of resources, the country which is literate is likely to develop fast compared to others. The next one is equitable society. Can we say no to discrimination in terms of caste, creed, religion, color, etc.? When we ensure equitable society in terms of providing equal opportunity irrespective of the caste, creed, religion, I am sure every one of us will participate in the development process of the country. Now when we look at this World Happiness Report, These reports are being released right from what called 2012. What is that, we need to what called take it as a takeaway or as a learning? Number one is social support. Government alone cannot bring the change. It needs active, involvement, support of the particular people as such. The second one is generosity. If you are in a position to help someone else, are we willing to do that? The next one is honesty in government. Quality of governance matters a lot. The other day I was listening to Kejriwal, the AAP president. He was giving an example of laying a flyover wherein he could save about 170 crores. So he casually inquired, as a part of the cabinet meeting, that how much does it cost if he decides to provide, health facilities to all in Delhi? They said, hardly about 300 crores or so. Then he said, let's go for it. So what he was saying, when we are providing what are called healthcare facilities, other pets, etc., to the elected, representatives, why not, provide the same to the people at no extra cost? By reducing the corruption, by working on the corruption, by improving the quality of the governance. Tomorrow, we are celebrating International Happiness Day. On this day, let us all resolve to work towards improving our ranking in the World Happiness Report by working for the happiness of the people. Let's not leave everything to the government, though they do have the responsibility of improving their quality of governance and all that. But let us help each other and help in the process of the government to create what we call a happy country. Thank you.